I realize I am like 8 years too late to the trend, but that's okay because we all arrived eventually. Does anyone remember the 100 layers challenge? So this happened like, I don't know what, now 8 years ago? 8 years ago. It started out with a channel called Simply Nailogical.
Lately, I've been getting a lot of requests to put on a layer of every single polish that I own. Honestly, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have such great content ideas. So genius. This is not insane at all.
She ended up with like 111 coats of nail polish, which got rounded down to the 100 coats of things. People were doing 100 layers of liquid lipstick and 100 layers of foundation and 100 layers of, like, Jenna Marbles then outdid all of the trendsetters.
I am officially done with this look.
It was disgusting and it was incredible. And I don't know why, but that popped into my head and I was like, oh, let's do the 100 layers challenge, but we're gonna do it with my fiber stash and my drum carder. I'm talking all of it. Wool, sparkles, cotton, linen, Bast, weird Bast fibers, all of it. We are gonna have vicuna and acrylic in the same bat. This is everything that I kept. Aside from one bin that's down there that has raw stuff in it that hasn't been scoured yet, and I'm not gonna include that in this bat. Just for, I don't wanna smell it because some of it's poopy. I'm leaning down awkwardly. And sometimes there's just no good camera angle, but you can see everything here. This whole stack over here, right there, that tower, that's only yarn. So I'm not dealing with that today. Okay, let's make it aesthetic though. There's an outlet back there. Just all of this. These two towers of plastic tubs, totes, whatever. Those 3 baskets over there, and then another basket over here that's not totally full of fibers. There's some tools and stuff under there, so it's not as full as it looks, but that's all of it. Let's get carding. I should probably also put my apron on. This might get messy. First up, I have this basket of Targhee. This is natural dye. The bottom was dyed with madder root and the top was dyed with, I did a video on it. What is that annoying plant that is invasive and it grows everywhere and you can't get it out of your garden? Buckthorn, that's what it is. I'm picking open a lock, and you know, I was thinking like, how much should I put on each one, and should I clean the liquor in? I'm not cleaning the liquor in because whatever, it's all welcome. And there you go, it's on there. That's already a bat. I'll just take a pinch. So for quantity, like how much I should take of each, I think I'm gonna take about a lock's worth, like a pinch off the top. Get it? Black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 2 bags full. I had to change the words to make it work. This is from an Icelandic sheep named Cole. It is tog and fell, completely separated. All right, let's take a little pinch of this and a pinch of this. Is it combed? Sort of. I'll worry about that later. That's a big project. And I have to make some decisions so I can move forward with it. Come closer. This is just some black roving comb top. Roving. It's carded. That's roving. This is the luxury stuff. Rarity Fibers sent me some angora. And And then I also have some yak, cashmere, vicuna, camel, a lot of stuff. So let's grab a pinch of each. This is vicuna. This is the most expensive fiber in the world. This was $75 for 10 grams at a discount. That's like $80 right there. More white angora, and so I'm just gonna say, all right, we covered the white angora, and you know, keep it moving. Yak, cashmere. This is other yak because it's a little bit off-white. What are you? Cashmere. Camel. That's all the luxury stuff. Let's card that up on there. This is the fleece that I was working on during Vlogmas that I will be entirely flicking open and worsted spinning. This is carding, but let's put it on there anyway. This is the rest of the Targhee fleece, and I have a little sort of poof that was kind of a rollag, so I'm gonna use this because it's got the VM kind of picked out of it already. Here's another one that's in progress. It's coming. This has been super highly requested. Anyone know what this is? This is nettle. See how long this is? Because it's a bast fiber. I don't want to put things on that are going to require me to cut the back to get it off of there. So I am going to grab some scissors and I'm going to cut this one in half just so it's a little more manageable on this drum. Yes, you can cut your fibers to fit what you're doing. It's fine. Totally fine. These two boxes are kind of funny. It's just a whole bunch of random stuff that I thought would be fun to put into some kind of textured art yarn sort of thing. And the idea was that if I ever ran out of a video idea, that I could just pull out this box and I would have a project to do. I forgot I had the box, and because it's not clear and I couldn't see what was in it, it's just been I've been staring at it every day. It's just been sitting on my shelf. So I'm really glad I'm doing this whole thing overall. This is the other bat in a box that I had, but it's already bats. I was gonna do a thread ply with it, so I'll just take a pinch off the end of the bats. This basket has a few random things that I found after I thought I had cleaned up everything. So I'm just gonna go through it. These are gonna end up in some other bins. This one's a little dirty, it's got VM and stuff in it. Wool of the Andes, some Gotland top. This is completely felted. I'm not keeping that. Look, you can't even pick it open. Oh dear. Wow. That's really felted. I think that's gonna be mulch. There's some good yarn in there though. So that needs to go with the hand spun yarn. This is what it should have looked like. You know, comb top that you could take a pinch off of. Like that. I think this is Cotswold. This is other Gotland. The rest of what's down in there is Targhee, and we already grabbed a lock of the Targhee, so take a bit of this. But I am gonna pick that open a little bit so it can get on that drum better. Welcome to the bin of exceptions. I'm not putting a pinch of all of this on here, and the reason is several of these are stricts of line flax, which means that the flax staple is like this long, and to get a pinch of that I would have to open up the strick, which I don't want to do until I'm ready to spin it. There is one in here that is open, so I'll take a pinch of that, I'll cut it up so that it doesn't, you know, completely wrap itself around my drum and make it impossible to get this off in the end. I'm gonna cut it into shorter pieces, and so it will be represented in the kitchen sink of a bat, but I'm not gonna bother its friends. This is Berta's flax. I need to get to it. I have so many projects. This is a modern strick of linen to compare because you can't get the old stuff anymore. It was way, way nicer. And if you're interested in what it's like when it's spun, here's a couple examples. This is like 900 yards. The strick that's open because I took half of it. I was reading something and it said don't put more flax on your distaff than what you can spin in a day. I was like, well, I can't spin all that plus the other in a day. So I wanted to see what it would be like, what would happen. This isn't my own flax, that hasn't been processed yet. But this is what toe looks like, and you saw me take that line off there. You can see the difference, right? Now I'm gonna cut that beautiful line flax. I feel worse about that than I do about putting the vicuna in this mess, but it must be done. The internet demands it. Purple. This is just flax in a combed top form, but it's purple. So of course I love it. Same stuff in orange. This is just linen top that's not dyed, so it's just white. Another bast fiber. Rainy. Pinch you off of there. And hemp, which looks a lot like that flax toe. Hemp's a little coarser, just because the individual bits of it are thicker, which is why it's good for rope. That's the box of basties. But what's the word that means finish that starts with a B? Behind us now. That's not very aesthetic. Cutting this line. Ah! No! Okay, it's over. It's over. It's over. It wasn't physically painful, but it hurt my heart. Here is silk. This is the thrums and stuff that is left over when cloth saris probably are woven, and so then it's just all shredded. This one has more of a cloud and less of the still intact threads. There we go. Mulberry Erie. This is Muga silk. The gold color comes from the diet of the moths, so that's pretty cool. This one's dyed. It's not from a moth that ate strawberries. This is Tussa silk. Same, not different. Shredded up cloud of silk. Pinch of that. This is Noil. Isn't that a pretty color? Same. I'm gonna put a pinch of this in there. This is more of that shredded, recycled silk. This is silk lap. It can be used as batting. I need to cut this because it will wrap around and around and around the drum. You'll never get it off of there in the end. What are we gonna do with the hanky? I'm gonna cut this one too. Mulberry. I already put some mulberry in there for sure. These are not going on the card because they can't. The dunkel, the texture of it, it's wild. That is its natural color. Then there's this dyed mulberry. Let me get a bit of the reddish color off of there because it looks great next to this fluorescent pink. So here is all the silk that's about to go in there. I have to stand back to show you this one. Here it is. So this is all of the smaller, like not full fleece, but smaller quantities of breed specific wool. It's only wool, but it's breed specific. Whoops, I said it was all wool. It's not, because there's some mohair. That's okay, they all get along. Scotland, mohair, CBM, Castlemilk Morit, Coopworth, Cotswold. I'll have to cut that one. Some kind of long wool, because look how long it is. More long wool, because that one's longer. That one is Teeswater. I think this one is Lincoln. Finn sheep, which had a run-in with some sparkles. But there's sparkles going in this bat anyway, so it's fine. The Jacob Lester Cross Cornwall. This is the good Finn. I remember what that Finn was from. The one that's all shredded looking and has glitter in it. That is from a fleece. It was 2 Finn fleeces that it was 3. It was 3. I made a naturally Finn colored plaid blanket. I don't have the blanket because I did it for a commission. I have other stuff though. I made that one. Yeah, so that was all of the waste from prepping the fleece. The short bits, whatever gets combed out of the fleece during prep, that is a bag of that. Maybe I'll move that one along, but at this point it's a good example of what that looks like, so I'll hang on to it because I do so many projects for YouTube when I'm doing, you know, like I'm trying to get back into my weekly uploads. I have a lot of stuff so that I can have examples, and so that when things become a trend on whatever in the community, I can be like, oh, I have that. I can do something with it. That's part of my excuse for having several bins full of stuff. I wouldn't have so much if it was just my hobby. How many more breeds do I have? Just a couple. This is an alpaca mohair merino blend. This is some CVM, Tyrolean Bergschaft, Manx, Black Welsh. This is all that's left. We're getting shorter. It is dinner time and I'm starving. But don't worry, I am coming back. Christine did all of her nail polish in a single day. I can do all of this everything bad in a single day. I'm back from dinner and I say, let's get this acrylic box over with. There's only one reason I have these. It was to make a video because I wanted to see if I could. And I could. And I think that's valuable. It's not my preference, but I do think that there are people out there, for whatever reason, they don't want to work with wool, but that doesn't mean that they should be denied the amazing experience of spinning. This is chunky, grande, big. And then we have Eco Cozy. This is made from recycled plastic. So that's cool. At least this one's attempting to greenwash itself. Or be green, I don't know really, but it sheds a lot because it's not spun very tightly. But I mean, it's given another cycle to the plastic. Anyway, that's probably too deep for this video. We're just doing 100 layers of things, or however many it adds up. I don't think this is acrylic actually. I think this might be rayon. Feels like rayon. So this is rayon. I've got one more in this box that is chunky, luxe, big. This is wild. What are we even doing? Visually, they're very pretty. So we've got 5 boxes left. Tubs, totes, bins, whatever they are. I actually really like spinning cotton. I think it's a lot of fun. It's very different than wool. It's very different than linen. It's just little floofs. What can I say? Back in the bag you go. Oh, good grief. Where is the end of you? I also have these rolls of Poonies. This is a natural brown cotton, and this is a natural white. This is cotton in its fulliest, most natural form. If I squish it, I can feel like the pod part of it down here, and I can feel the seeds up here. So I'm just gonna pull that seed out of there. There we have it, seeds and lint. It wouldn't be a Jillian Eve video if I didn't get fluff up my nose. And I think it was a piece of cotton that just went whoop. Ah, it's tickling me. Don't stop me now, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. We are in the alpaca bin. That is baby alpaca. Suri, more natural colored alpaca. Some more natural colored alpaca. Now this is a storage bobbin on a toilet paper roll. I guess I never got back around to whatever I was doing with this one. This is more just regular alpaca. This is left over from the ply article I did. Look at this braid is gorgeous. Then there's this one. Then there's this alpaca fleece. And that's all the alpaca. Next, we're getting through it. There's 3 bins left after this one. This is bits and pieces of things that are not specifically it's getting late. Words are hard. It's not specifically labeled as any particular breed or fiber, so this was the I don't know goes in here. This was also that's a leftover from a project. It went in here, and then also I had some just sort of grab bags of like mill ends that I would use for bats, and so I just dumped them all in here. There's a lot of little bits in here. You know what? We're here. We're committed. This is Floof Mountain now. Hashtag Floof Mountain is what we're doing. Let's dive in, as the YouTubers like to say. We'll get it done before tomorrow. This drum carder only holds 2 ounces. And this is filling up pretty quick. And we still have more to go. So it's going to be the tiniest of pinches. The tiniest. Well, that was a lot. I found a couple things in here that need to be in other places, so that was cool. So I'll just put these to the side. Organizing, look at me. This is how much I got. I tried to get a pinch off of everything. I think I did. I'm happy with it. So let's put this on the drum card. Let's card this. Let's see if we can fit. We're getting pretty close. Do you ever look at something that you have in your stash and you remember when you got it and you remember how excited you were, and you look at it again and it just brings you joy? This sparks joy. I need to do something with this because we need, yes, joy. Good, let's have a little. Joy is rebellion. I said we were taking a pinch off of everything. This is hashtag Floof Mountain. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna come back to this one though. So I will put this one to the side. This is like, you know, bigger things that are contained things, like balls of roving that match, that are in one bag. I feel like this whole time I've been taking extra large pinches of purple. So if there appears to be more purple than you expected in the bat, that's okay if I have purple bias because I like purple. It's my favorite. This one even comes with a pattern and swatches. Look at that. It's almost like I had a product planned for it or something. This one also just looks like so much fun. I remember when I lost this, I was looking for it everywhere. Couldn't find it. Here it was. This was Rainbow Bats, not Rainbow Bright. She's different. And an extra pinch for sparkles. This bit of fun is called 3 feet of sheep because there's 3 feet of wool, and wool comes from sheep. I have these in my shop actually. This one is called Vintage Sweater, and I love all these colors. I think these are so cool, especially like if you wanted to do some color work or maybe, you know, like color work. I'm gonna grab a pinch off of each one of these and then I'm gonna put them back in the bag because I wanna be sure I know that these are all from the same 3 feet of sheep. Let's just get this one done. There's a bunch of longer pieces in here. Much better than I thought it would be. These are all locks. They're beautiful. Taking one because it's a whole pile of them. Let's bring some color chaos into this pack because it didn't have enough already. This is the last full-size tote. Bin. Whatever. That I have. The other one is a half size. Third size. We're getting through it. It's getting on to midnight. I'm exhausted and my feet hurt. So we're gonna move it right along. Why do I keep trying to make it easier? This is a YouTube challenge, I guess. And if there's one thing about a YouTube challenge, is that it's not fun unless the YouTuber suffers in some kind of a way. So now you know I'm tired and my feet hurt. I'm suffering. Enjoy. It's my job. Almost there. Almost there. Oh no. No, it's not felted. I didn't realize the lock was so long. Don't panic. It's fine. I'm just tired. I'm getting silly. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I need to make a video on this one at some point. How should I spin this yarn? It's kettle dyed, so like the color's random, so it doesn't make sense to do like a fractal when the color's that random. It's just gonna look marled all over. But you know, like a 2-ply, a 3-ply. This one's cool because it has lost its label. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. It's Wensleydale. And here's the label. And I'm gonna put this aside because I'm gonna tie this on somehow so I don't forget or lose it. Yeah, it's a long wool. Look at that staple. That is the staple. Long wool. I should probably cut it. Ooh, this is beautiful. BFL silk. This one is Corriedale. We've got half the Fleece and Fiber source book in here. Last but not least, I dyed this one. Isn't that fun? Empty. We've done it. We're down to the half one, third one. I'm not sure. It's less than a half, but more than a quarter, I think. I'm gonna grab it. We're almost there, friends, but let me card this in first. Here it is, the last tote. It's not as deep as the others. It is full of all my bits of weird little add-ins and fun stuff. So I saved this one for last because some of these, like these little neps, are gonna have to go on top of the drum. Otherwise the liquor in is gonna just pick them right out before they make it into the bag. I think it's gonna fit. I think it's all gonna actually fit. Tiny pinches. Tiny pinches. Still have a lot of these interesting little things that we can play around with and sample. Ugh, I hate the way this one feels. Okay, so that's why I still have this one that I haven't played around with and sampled yet. Ugh. It makes my elbows feel itchy. And like, it even squeaked when I closed the bag. It screamed like in a horror movie. Ugh. Makes me feel like I have to never wear socks again when I touch that. It makes me feel like I went to the lake to put my feet in the sand and the water accidentally gets on my jeans even though they're rolled up. It's like when you're wearing socks but one person in your house doesn't take their shoes off but they stepped in snow because it's winter, and then you're wearing socks and then you step in people's little snow puddles. That's what touching that fiber feels like. This one's fun. This is mint. Feels silky. Might be a type of rayon? Not sure. This is the rest of that brown alpaca that was in the other alpaca box. I want this to go with the rest of its alpaca friends. This one was a video. It still has the sample in it, but there's still a little fiber, so pinch off of those banana fibers. This feels like rayon to me, but it's so pretty. And it may be derived from bamboo, but after all the processes that they do to it, like chemically it's just cellulose. Like it would be real hard to figure out that it was bamboo ever at a time. Viscose. That's rayon. It's just like chemical companies have fancy branded names for things. You can thank DuPont for a lot of that. And this one is Tencel, but look, soft, chemical-free rayon. Mohair, wool, we love it all. Those locks are gorgeous. My battery died. This has been a lot of recording. It's been a long night, which means that I am currently using up my last battery. We are so close. We are almost there. But I don't think I'm going to spin this tonight because I'm pretty tired. I think I'll save that for the morning. So we will all have to wait in suspense together. Soybean top. Developed in the USA in the 1930s by Henry Ford, used in Ford car upholstery pre-1940. I mean, it's weird. It's rayon-ish. Then I have these neps, which are going to go on top at the very, very end. Last card, neps on top. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, now this just looks ridiculous. I hope you can see all the sparkles. I hope it's coming through, but in person, it's very sparkly. Lots of glitter. There's one last thing we have to do to this bat, and that is to give it a little hollow taco, because this was started by Simply Nailogical. It was the inspiration. I realize I am like 8 years too late to the trend, but that's okay because we all arrived eventually. That is like purple hollow. It's not the full spectrum, but that's okay because I have purple bias. I took bigger pinches of purple. Now we're gonna put this on top. And that's wonderful. I am so silly tired right now. I'm gonna put this on top and go to bed. I'm gonna take this off tomorrow because if anything goes wrong right now, I'm too tired to deal with it. So I'm gonna call it, but we gotta do this one. Hollow taco. I don't think I can, I don't think my credit, I can't talk anymore. I'm too tired. It's too late. And I'm too tired. I don't think my experience accounts for having this bat actually fit. I was gonna say I can't take credit. It's just lucky. And bedtime. I think that was the most satisfying bat removal I have ever experienced. And the sparkle on this is just perfection. I love this bat. Here's the back side because, you know, as it layered up, right, we had some random stuff and then the fancy stuff, and in the end we had all of the add-ins and sparkle, which makes it very pretty. I'm gonna spin it now. And I'm going to use my matchless. I am going to spin it in Scotch tension. I plan to leave this as a singles yarn because I want it to keep every bit of its character. And I don't want it to be more muddy because that's a danger because there's so much stuff in there. I might thread ply it. I'm still debating that, but at least for now, I'm gonna spin it as a single. So let's get spinning. Well, friends, this was quite the adventure. I have never spun something as tactilely diverse as this skein. It was so interesting while I was spinning to feel and notice the different fibers going by and just kind of remember them a little bit. I feel like truly this is a patchwork quilt, but yarn. It kind of looks like it too. It's definitely a hodgepodge of colors. I have some ideas for how I want to use this. You'll have to maybe let me know if you have any ideas, but I'm kind of setting my heart on a certain project, so you'll have to stay tuned to see whatever that is. I want to say thank you to all of my patrons for making videos like this possible. I appreciate every single one of you. I won't be here without you. I'm gonna finish scanning this and go to bed because this was another late night for me, but that's okay because I was having too much fun to quit. Happy spinning, and I'll see you next time.